you have it. Today marks only 131 days till November 4th, and there is news today that North Korea has finally handed over a long-awaited accounting of its nuclear program to Chinese officials, fulfilling a key step in the denuclearization process. Although North Korea's declaration is 6 months later than their deadline, the news today brings a clear foreign policy victory for the Bush administration. But will the press report it that way? Joining us now for analysis, former ambassador to the UN and a Fox News contributor, John Bolton. What do you think this means?
Well, I think it's actually a clear victory for North Korea. They gain enormous political legitimacy by being taken off our list of state sponsors of terrorism and out from under the prohibitions of the Trading with the Enemy Act. In return, we get precious little. I think this is North Korea demonstrating again they can out-negotiate the U.S. without raising a sweat.
Boy, I tell you, they've done it time and time again, and I'm sort of perplexed, Mr. Ambassador, to understand why we keep going back to the well, knowing that they haven't kept the agreements in the past. Whatever happened to Reagan's Trust but Verify?
Well, exactly. You know, by one count, North Korea has made at least 25 significant agreements with the United States during the history of the country, and they violated every one. This is now likely to be agreement number 26 that they violate.
Let me ask you about this report that Israel will strike Iran before perhaps before the election, but certainly before a new U.S. president is sworn in, considering they may be 6 months away from having nuclear weapons. Do you believe that?
I think Israel views an Iran with nuclear weapons as an existential threat to the state of Israel, and I think as the Israelis demonstrated last September when they destroyed that North Korean reactor in Syria that they're prepared to take the necessary steps. So I think they're definitely coming to a decision point whether to use force against Iran.
Hey, Ambassador, today in the Wall Street Journal, Condoleezza Rice has a piece called "Diplomacy is Working in North Korea." Is she wrong?
It is working for North Korea.
No, obviously she means it's working, period. Working for us and North Korea.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Thank you.
Is she wrong?
No, of course it's not. Yes, she is. That article is written, I must say, as if it's in a parallel universe. The North Koreans have gained legitimacy. They've gained renewed access to international markets. They're going to take this around the world and use it. And yet, they have failed to comply with the undertakings they agreed to back in February of last year.
Aren't they disabling their plutonium facility at Yongbyon? Isn't that what they're doing, and that's why they're taking off the terror list?
That's not what they agreed to last February. They said they would supply by April of last year a complete declaration of all their nuclear activities, which they have manifestly failed to do. This is an indication, I think, of the shamefulness of this agreement, how desperate the Bush administration is to show progress, that we've given up so much. You can always reach agreement with the North Koreans if you give away most of your position.
Well, you say give away. Does George W. Bush not know what he's doing?
I think he has focused his attention on Iraq and Afghanistan, and I think this is one of the consequences. It's a very sad day for supporters of the president.
You've talked about going in, taking out Iran's facilities sometime between the election, if Barack Obama is the electee. And I just wonder how you respond to Mohammed al-Baradi of the IAEA, who says any military action against Iran would turn the Mideast into a fireball.
Well, I think al-Baradi has been an apologist for Iran for some time. The point I was making is not that military action is a desirable alternative. I think it's deeply unattractive. But when you compare it to the possibility of Iran with nuclear weapons, then I think you have to look at it, and I think the Israelis are looking at it very seriously.
But the IAEA says it would accelerate Iran's nuclear capability. They'd even move faster in developing if we actually went in and took out their reactors, or if Israel did it.
I think that's delusional. If their program is in pieces, it's very hard to see how they could speed it up.
Do you want to see an attack on Iran?
No, I want to see an Iran that doesn't obtain nuclear weapons. But I tell you, after going on 6 years of failed European diplomacy, they are closer to it than ever before, and we are coming to a very critical point.
Well, let's hope that that does not happen. I do thank you very much for being with us tonight.